Thanks for joining me on my channel, The Adventures of the Rugged Retiree. Today we're going to explore the model railroading aspect of building a model railway. And it's a hobby that I've had for quite a number of years. Don't currently have my model set up, but today we're going to go into Intercity Hobbies, and we're going to be introduced to Ken, the store owner here, and he's going to walk us through what it takes to get started in this hobby. It's such a great thing. So come on with me, and let's go find out and get started.
Hi there.
Hey Ken, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good to meet you.
Yeah, welcome to the store. Yeah, likewise.
Awesome, thanks for having us. We're pretty excited here to get started on model railroading, and for all my viewers out there, US, Canada, all over the world, we're just going to go, Ken's going to take us through and help us pick out what we need to get started in model railroading. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself and
Sure.
and the store, like how long you've been here and what services you might offer?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been a model railroader for about 45 years now. Got started when my grandmother sent me my first train set from Germany.
Oh, cool.
And I still have it today, so it's exciting. And I've just built the hobby from then, and owned previous businesses before this one. And now that with my business partner, Chris, we sat together. I've known him for over 25 years, and we sat together and said, you know, let's try to have some more fun. And we decided to open up a hobby store.
Oh, that's awesome.
So here we are.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, and that we did about a year and a half ago, and it's been amazing, and the store has been incredible, and our customers have been incredible, so we're super excited.
Nice. Do you get customers from, like, do you do online
Yes.
orders as well?
Yes, yeah, we have a big online presence, so we do North American and European trains, and we have inventory of both in a brick and mortar store and on our online store.
Oh, cool. So you ship internationally?
We ship all over the world every day.
Oh,
yeah.
wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so what a better opportunity to make money doing something that you like doing already, right?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. I took a little look at your website. Do you have some used locomotives and stuff as well?
Absolutely. Yep.
So
we do a lot of secondhand.
Okay, so I was kind of thinking, and do you do anything with these locomotives when they come into the store?
Yes, we do. Anything that we bring in that comes from a collection, our staff takes the time to go through them all. We test them all. We make sure that they're sellable, and then whatever conditions or issues that they may have are written down on a piece of paper, and then that goes in the descriptions when we sell them.
Oh, excellent. Yeah. I mean, it's good to have it's kind of like going to the dealer, you know,
Yes.
and getting a
full service.
an okay before you actually buy something. You know
Correct.
exactly what you're getting.
Yeah.
And because I bought things off eBay before, and you know, a lot of people are using Marketplace now for
Correct.
Buying stuff as well. But you never really know what you're getting for certain. But you know, having the ability to test it out before it sees anybody's hands is definitely ideal. And some of the trains I've actually bought are broken. And that's okay, because I'm just using them on my layout for, laying out in the train yard. I mean, they look nice, but it doesn't really matter if they move or not. You know, they sell dummy locomotives as well, so it's just not quite so costly to put them on the track, but they can sit there and look pretty in a train yard and whatnot.
Yes.
So, Ken, I'm wondering what kind of customer is your typical customer that comes into the store here? Is it old guys, new guys, younger guys?
We get a broad mix. You know, we get a lot of the retiree generation that's coming here, obviously, and we also get a lot of the younger generation coming in as well. We get a lot of families, which is exciting, and we're also introducing a lot of new people to the hobby as well. So we're excited to be able to do that as a store.
Cool.
Yeah.
You mentioned there's some different dynamics with the newer technology that might interest the younger crowd.
Yeah, I mean, for us, you know, it's exciting to be able to help the younger kids that are so used to being on their phone and doing electronics, and tell them that they can integrate that with their model train, so they can have the creativity of building something like this and have the accomplishments of doing that, but they can also enjoy it with their phone as well, which is really neat.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
is.
And that's a new thing from when I probably stopped modeling about 6 years ago. I've still got all my stuff. It's
Yes.
just carefully packed away in boxes, but that'll come out at some point. Yeah, that's an awesome thing that the hobby itself is kind of kept up with with the technology, and the technology from the DC days to the DCC is just it's amazing.
Yes, big shift.
You know, I guess from my perspective, in model railroading, if you got so many main lines running, you probably got more room to have your own derailments and stuff that are happening on the, because as slow as the trains go, it's kind of fast how fast things happen, even
Yes.
when it's going slow. But it's
Correct.
kind of a unique hobby in the respect that you really get to show your artistic abilities.
Correct.
In some of this, the layout that I had a fairly big mountain, and I had a stream with a hazmat incident, because even the HO scale, they've got the little hazmat guys and stuff that you can put on the
Extreme
at the
detail.
incident scene,
Yes,
right? So
yes.
you know, it was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's kind of interesting. The hobby itself,
Yep.
I find, is it's as much or as little as you want to put into it.
Correct.
You know, so I've had a shelf layout where it just goes around the room 4 times, elevation, couple little train yards, with 0 scenery on there at all, and so it was a drastic change from my 8x8 layout, where I had scenery and a gold it was an open pit mine,
Yeah. Wow.
and that kind of stuff, right? So it was, but surprising to me was that through the course of looking at YouTube videos and whatnot, it kind of sounds hard to get started in some of this stuff, but
Yes.
once you start looking at it, it's actually not that hard.
It's pretty simple.
Right,
Yeah,
and
pretty
it,
simple.
and it turns out better than you think it,
Yeah.
it does. Like, I had no idea that I could be so artistic at all. I didn't think that it was going to turn out the way that it did, and it turned out fantastic. But I think the all the tools that are available, and the scenery and stuff is
Makes all the
probably
difference.
a good starter.
Absolutely. Yeah.
point.
It's all up to the imagination.
So, yeah. So maybe you could take us through the store
Sure.
as one of our viewers coming in, and I'm not really sure, what I need, right? But what I want is I want to run trains, and I don't know what scale I want, and I want to have lots of scenery, because I like to do scenery.
Yep.
Maybe you could just lead us along
Sure,
and help
absolutely.
us to pick out some stuff.
Yeah, what we try to do is we try to ask the customers first where they're at, what place they're at and with their hobby, if they're just starting or if they've been doing it like yourself before. We try to figure out space for them, how much room they have to do the hobby, and based off of that, we start to talk about the gauge that they might be working with. A lot of times here in our area, because of the space confinements, because of the cost of housing here and so forth, a lot of people are building layouts in condominiums and smaller townhouses and things like that. And so the gauges sizes are coming down.
Mm-hmm.
So we're finding the Z scale, the N scale, the smaller sizes are becoming more popular because of that. And HO is still the most popular hobby around the world, and it's one that we sell the most. But then we also have a lot of people here doing garden railroading as well. So they're doing the larger
nice.
stuff,
Wow.
which is exciting. So here at Intercity, we sell all the scales. So yeah, it's exciting for us to be able to offer that to all of the customers.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right. So what do we need to get started?
Well, I can take you into, we do the construction work is probably the first thing that we try to teach people,
Right.
how to do the bench work and so forth,
Okay.
and show them that, the different ideas that you can do with bench work. And then from there, we get them started on track based off of the gauge that they're working with.
Mm-hmm.
So there's lots of different options there with different brands and things that you can do. From track, you can have track that's got the road bed built in it already, so you can just click it together and away you go. And if you want to be more experienced in the modeling, you can put cork down and then put a base track and then do your own ballast work and so forth. So it just depends how extensive you want to get with the modeler, because some people just want to be able to click it together, put a train on it and go, and other people want to spend all the intricate time to do all the detail work. So
as they go along.
Once we picked out the gauge that they kind of want to work with, then what we'll do is we'll help them to show them into scenery, which is here at the back of our store. And you come into here, and then we have all of our different track and so forth. And then you start getting into the scenery stuff, and we carry brands from all over the world for our scenery. And for everything from risers to paints to all the ballast work, the grass, trees and bushes and all kinds of stuff. So, and this is a area of the store that's continuously growing. It's continuously changing. So yeah, it's exciting for a lot of people. They spend a lot of time here in the store.
That's pretty impressive, actually. There's a lot of different things to work with, and
yes,
it's only limited by your imagination, I guess.
Correct.
What's where it's going to stop.
Yes.
So we've definitely got lots to pick from here, scenery, and we got finished trees and all this kind of stuff. And
we have buildings, the structures as well. We have here. All the vehicles we have here.
Oh, and you got some
risers
for making a
inclines and declines
on the trains.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, there's lots to see. All of our boards along the wall here are all kind of specialty parts that we carry, which are mostly online. And that kind of sets us apart from a lot of the other stores because we carry those specialty items. That most of them don't have.
Right.
In all the scales. So, and then we have a lot of secondhand product as well, which is all down here in terms of the rolling stock.
Oh, okay. So these would be people's collections they're getting out of the hobby, or
and ones that we found, and where they come in here and then they offer them up for us for sale. And we usually bring in only kind of high quality stuff that's in original boxes. We have some loose items, but we try to stay away from that.
Right. Let's see, you got the West Coast Express in here. That's kind of neat.
Hard to find.
One-off train here. There we go. Very nice. Yeah, all of these, they look like they're in brand new shape.
Yes. Most of the stuff that we bring in, like I said, is we keep it on the high end. And then the stuff that is without a box or something is all clearly labeled, no box or a poor runner, or so that we're completely upfront and honest as best we can for our customers. So, and then this is all European rolling stock pretty much, except for the brass and some of the steamers.
Right.
But this is all here, it's all European.
So
there's ways to mitigate the cost for a lot of things. A lot of the companies are doing starter sets now, where they include a controller, the track, the trains, and they reduce the price considerably to do that.
Yeah.
And then what I tell people from there, how you build your hobby from there is totally up to you. You can, there's secondhand items like we talked about earlier that are very good buys. So you can definitely go to the local shows. There's a lot of local train shows around here. We're going to be in Calgary. We're going to be in Nanaimo. There's a show next weekend in Yarrow, a little swap meet. So there's always local shows happening around us, and that's a good place to get good things as well. And then we bring in as much stock as we can as well, and we go through it very quickly. So it's constantly changing.
So these starter kits, do they have different, I don't know what to call it, genre, like heavy freight or steam or passenger trains? Can I get a starter kit in any one of those?
Pretty much. Most of them are more, the European ones you can definitely get both. The freights, the steam, the diesels, the electrics. The North American market is more limited. So when we start people in the North American product, we kind of got to put the pieces together. There is some basic sets, but they're very, very basic in the hobby. So yeah. But
it's enough to get you started.
Correct.
You can buy everything in one box at a reduced price.
Yes.
To get you started. Maybe you don't even know if you're going to like it or not, but it might be a better way to kind of introduce yourself, and I find that actually when I started my model railway, it was for my son. But my son lost interest, but I didn't lose interest. So, you just end up keeping going with it. So,
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea to
It is,
get into
yeah.
a starter.
And we sell a lot of them. Like over Christmas time, obviously, when the families come in, they're just super excited to leave with that. Especially the parents, if they're getting it as a gift for their kids, they love it. And we only get positive responses from the people that buy the starter sets. They really like them a lot.
See on YouTube that there's guys running the G scale. They're all doing videos of snowplows right now. So
yeah, exactly.
They're all out there plowing snow because even in the U.S. They're getting snow in places that don't typically get snow, and
it was a weird year for sure.
That's what they're doing. So they're actually weighing the things down and plowing as deep as they possibly can. So this is Z scale here. These are all Z scale.
Correct.
Okay.
Those
so
four.
you can see the size of my finger here, and the length of these units here.
That's N.
And these are N. That would be the next size up. Maybe what, 2.5 times bigger?
Roughly, yeah.
Than the Z.
Yeah, this is 1 to 220. This is 1 to 160, and then HO is 1 to 87.
Oh, awesome.
And there are some of the brass locomotives. That is kind of where that was the high-end side of the hobby 30, 40, 50 years ago when they were using brass for detail work. So that is still a very popular side of the hobby. Not so much here where we are in the Lower Mainland, but certainly northwide or worldwide and in North America. So we do have a lot of items that come in brass from collections. So they move quite quickly. And of course, since then, the evolution of plastic has evolved, and also die-cast metal and the forming of metal has evolved, where some of the new locomotives are made with metal shells, but a lot of them are plastic because they're highly detailed plastic.
Okay.
So that's where things have changed.
And because these locomotives are doing work, just like a real one, I would imagine that there's certain parts that can wear out over time.
Correct.
And are we able to rebuild these with a kit, or are they throwaways? Like, how does that work?
No, in today's market, most of the parts are readily available from the suppliers. So in terms of gears or drive shafts and motors and things like that, all that stuff is readily available.
That's awesome. Yeah, it makes it sustainable to keep the hobby and keep your favorite locomotives running.
Correct. And we have in the back here, we have a full-size service shop as well, and we have a full-time professional installer. His name is Al, and he does all of our work when it comes to decoders, replacement, repair work. He does that here. He's here full-time for that.
Okay, so DC and DCC.
DCC. So when we grew up as kids, we always remember we used to have the old transformer, and then we would put our train on the track and we would turn our dial
There's
up.
only one dial and a reverse, forward reverse switch,
exactly, right? So as you increase the voltage to the track, the train would speed up and slow down. The lights would get brighter and dimmer based on that voltage. So that was the old days of analog and DC, where now we have DCC, where the controller actually sends a constant power to the track.
So the track's hot all the time.
Correct.
Okay.
So, and what happens now is in each of the locomotives is a digital chip that you can find with your controller. And then when you enter that number into the controller for that specific train, that's the only one that you operate. And all the other trains in your layout will stay where they are or the way that you left them if they were running before. So
are you telling me that these little road numbers here, say on this SD40 unit, 9023, I would put 9023 into my controller and I could control just that train?
Correct.
And I could control that train and another train on the same track at the same time?
Correct, independently of each other.
And they can be doing different directions. If I want to have two locomotives facing forward and one facing back and I want them to go the same way?
Correct.
I can do all that.
Correct.
Wow, that's pretty impressive, actually.
Yeah. And what's enjoyable in the North American side when we help people is they'll come here, kids will come and they'll see trains going here and they'll see that there's 2, 3, 4 locomotives sometimes on a train. So a lot of times we will double head or triple head locomotives and we can speed match them all in digital so they're all running at the same speed as well.
That's awesome. Yeah, so it's just like the real thing. The reason they add more locomotives is for more traction. on the track. So when you have a layout and you've got an incline, maybe you're slipping going up, add another locomotive, and if it's speed matched, away it goes. It'll you put as many locomotives as you need.
Correct.
And Ken would definitely be willing and helping you to find the right locomotive to do that job.
Absolutely. So many choices out there. So
Yeah.
many choices.
So you have a layout here. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about this, maybe what scale it is. And
Yep. This is a Marklin layout. This is their C-track system, which is an alternating current system from Marklin. It comes from Europe, from Germany. And most of us here in North America are used to direct current, which is where you have positive and negative on the two rails. And then you put your layout together that way. And you always have to be concerned with your wiring so that you're not finding shorts at your switches and so forth. Where in the AC system, you have power on the center stud and negative through the rail. And with that system, you never got to worry about polarity. So anybody can just take pieces of track, click them all together, switches, crossovers, plug it in the wall, put a train on there, and away you go.
I was always wondered what that third rail was for. I never knew.
Yeah. So that's the difference there. Yeah.
Very cool.
So yeah, so this was a layout that was built by a gentleman here locally, and he passed away a couple of years ago, and his daughter was kind enough to work with us so that we could get the layout here, and we're excited to have it here on display.
Nice. Is there any hobbyists that are just into building sets like this? Like I guess you see them on Marketplace from time to time. Is that a good place to start for somebody that doesn't want to put the time into all this
sometimes
assembly?
sometimes you can find layouts for sale, certainly from people. They're hard. Most of them are more pretty generic. Maybe they've done some bench work and maybe some of the foam, and they've laid some track, and that's where it's at. But that's also a good place to start, because then you can let your own creativity take over from there.
Right, but you're also at the mercy of how good of a job they did, and if they put things together correctly.
Correct.
As well.
Yeah, you might have to look over it a little bit, and before you continue, and make some changes to upgrade stuff like that, for sure.
Right. So Ken, I know that there's model railway clubs out there. How would that be a benefit to me as a new model railroader, or even an experienced one, looking up a club? Like, what's their actual function for me out there?
The clubs are beneficial because it allows you to go see operating layouts. It allows you, if you don't have a layout at home and you want to run rolling stock that you might have, you can always take it to the club and run it there as well, because they're operating. It also gives you a chance to communicate with other people that are in the hobby. So it allows you to kind of pick their brain a little bit and see what they like, what they don't like. Gets you a chance to try different things there as well, and also ask questions while you're there. So there are several different clubs here in the Lower Mainland, or throughout British Columbia. There's a lot of different clubs. Right. So yeah, definitely, it's a great way to learn more about the hobby.
So if I didn't have any trains, is it a good place to pick up and learn right from a base level? It
is. A lot of the hobbies are, the organizations, they have, usually once a month they'll have an open house, and that allows people, the general public, to be able to come in and have a look and see what they're doing. So that gives you an opportunity to see what it's like, if it's something that you might like or not.
Okay. So I didn't know that I could take my own locomotive there and run it on an already existing track. It'd be kind of cool, actually, to see your, your rail cars, your locomotives and whatnot. I've got a couple of the AC44s, the CN units that I had. Actually, this guy here, nicknamed Soak, he does a lot of this graffiti on the real thing, but he also actually paints HO and N scale graffiti on to the model. So on my two locomotives, they've got these hobo guys, and they're doing a tug of war with a rope between the two. So again, it's just as fun as you make it, and graffiti, like it, hate it, whatever it is. They still sell sticker kits, even to put that on your model to make it more realistic, because that's realistic. That's what trains look like
there's
out
a
there,
lot of
so.
manufacturers making cars and stuff that have that on the graffiti on there, and it looks stunning. They
Very
really have
cool.
a beautiful job. I think I might even have some here. But,
Nice,
yeah,
nice.
there's lots of that out there for
Yeah.
sure.
Okay. So just to kind of piece things together, I think it's a great thing to come down to your local hobby store. If you're in the Lower Mainland here, come and see Ken or any of his staff at Intercity Trains. They'll be more than happy to help you get started. And like we talked about, the starter kits or larger scale or whatnot. And you know, if you need locomotives that need repairs, or even rail cars, I guess they come with different parts, whatnot. International shipping. You know, this store is a go-to type of place, which is really good. I just want to thank Ken for your time and showing us around and your
Pleasure.
store and this awesome hobby. Is there anything that you want to wrap up with?
Yeah, again, thank you as well for coming in here and showcasing the store. You know, we're very excited, and we hope that you can come back and see us again, and we can help you out as well. Yeah, so thank you everybody for our customers. You know, it's you guys and you ladies that make this the difference, and that's why we exist. And we look forward to building the store and the hobby for you guys.
Awesome. Well, appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Likewise.
We'll see you again.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us on the Rugged Retiree. Over and out. Toot toot.